good, beautiful morning, everyone. Got 133 subscribers. Welcome to my 133rd subscriber. Can't remember the name. It's like a company name or something. Wishing everyone is absolutely super fantastic. Big day today. But basically, I had my first video removed. It got 6 views yesterday, but it was entitled "The IRA and Tucker Carlson." Maybe that's why it got removed. But basically, for anyone that didn't get to see it, I was watching Tucker Carlson being interviewed by Neil Oliver, a Scottish guy. And Neil Oliver, my interpretation obviously, is that Neil Oliver, they had a long interview, and just for a little brief moment, Neil Oliver, they were talking about the police state, and Neil Oliver, he said to Tucker, that during the troubles in Northern Ireland, you had this terrorist organization. They weren't terrorists; they were just the people here. Absolutely. They label them terrorists, but it's the people who are fighting for their rights, for their land. So Neil Oliver, he's in Scotland, and he said that when I was in Scotland, he says, viewing this, what was happening in Northern Ireland, he said I had an interpretation, he says, of this, what was happening. He says, but now, he says, I need to re-look at it. And Tucker laughed his fucking head off, and he said, absolutely. He says, I realized that a long time ago. What they were basically saying was that the IRA, for example, they were basically trying to stop the police state. And when I was a child and a young man, because I grew up here in Northern Ireland, we would build barricades, get buses and set them on fire and build barricades across the road. And this was to stop the police and the army from coming in, basically. And I often think, because of the way things are going now, I often wonder or think, we need to put the barricades back up again to stop the army and the police from coming in. To stop this police state, because they have these cameras and everything everywhere now, and it's basically about control, and that the authorities, they really don't give a fuck about the people. And what I was saying also in the video was that when I was in England, when the miners' strikes happened, I was really, really happy when the miners' strikes happened in England, because the English people then seen what the police are capable of, because the police were beating the fuck out of the miners. So there was hundreds of thousands of English people, English, Scottish, Welsh, could see that the police were not on their side. So for us in Northern Ireland, it was really important that happened, because then it really opened the eyes of a lot of English people. And that's basically that police state. They really don't care about the common person, like the working man, working woman. They just don't give a fuck. It's just about control. And what they do is they instill fear in us that we need to be protected by them. And me growing up in Northern Ireland, we didn't need the police, absolutely not. It was much safer. For example, I heard of one rape in my lifetime when I was in Northern Ireland, and I know the man who did it, and I know the woman who was raped, and he was never seen again. So that's how it was dealt with. And the men wouldn't go out there raping, because they knew what would fucking happen to them. And I remember when I was in England, I had a recycling business in England, and I used to take my, I would basically separate all the waste, and then take all the wood to the place, take all the bricks to the place, all the cardboard, and then get paid for it, basically, for separating it. And there was this a new woman on the reception, really beautiful woman, big lady, and she didn't like me, and it was clear that it was because of my accent. She was probably thinking, probably programming, conditioning, but I could tell immediately that she didn't like me because of my accent. And over the years, we became quite friendly to one another. And she was an ex-copper, and I then started to tell her when I made the decision that I was going to leave England and go back to Ireland, because it was one of the reasons was it was safer. And I told her, I said, I'm getting ready to go back, and she was genuinely sad, because we become friends. And she said, why are you going back? I says, it's fucking safer. I says, we shoot fucking drug dealers and rapists over there. And there was just a fucking moment where she realized, she's like, a beautiful, beautiful moment. It was so clear to her that what was happening within her was, Jesus fucking Christ, I need to move there with my children. So it was a beautiful turnaround for her. She had this interpretation that people from Northern Ireland were somehow fucking terrorists, but then she's seen in that beautiful moment that, that's what I need to do. I need to go to Ireland with my children. So they install this fear in us, but it's not the reality. They program us to believe that without them there'll be chaos and anarchy, and it ain't the reality. It's not the truth. It's a much safer society. In my experience, it was a much safer society in Northern Ireland, and now we have this police state. They don't give a fuck, absolutely, and they actually prefer, when certain estates become drug infested or violence, that they like that. They do unconsciously. They like that. I mean, there's many different things that happen in the world, like in America, how the authorities they pump the black communities with drugs in order to fuck it up, basically to keep them down, and it's that kind of thing. But anyway, just wanted to do this video because the video was removed yesterday, and that's basically what the video was about. I will have to relabel it. Nothing to do with the IRA or Tucker Carlson, maybe. So anyway, I just wanted to share that finally I had a video removed on YouTube. I must be doing something right. I'm so goddamn lucky. I wonder if the coppers are going to come knocking on the door next, which you don't mind. I'm so goddamn lucky not. Anyway, absolute fucking love and awareness to absolutely fucking everyone. Meditation is absolutely the most important thing you can do in your life. Love and absolute awareness to absolutely fucking everyone. Shout out to 133 subscriber. Shamahaka. Waka fucking Hana. Chaka fucking chaka chaka chaka.